Hi everybody, this brief tutorial is going to show you an overview of the Smart Notebook program. Smart Notebook is the software that works on the smart boards. Some people choose to use it, some people do not use it. As you know, the smartboard functions as just pretty much a giant touchscreen computer. Notebook is just another one of the softwares that you may choose to use to create lessons, much like BoardMaker Online and many of the other tools that we have available at the school. When you go into your BoardMaker account, when you go into your Smart Notebook software, you're going to see a screen come up like this with the new software. Um, this is just kind of a initial page you get. You can check it to not show it again. Down on the sides are some brief tutorials, new features, a link to the Smart Exchange, and then any of your recent files. There's also an examples tab that is kind of nice to go to see some files that have been created. Um, and that's a nice place to go just to see what people do for using tools and other ideas like that. We'll also here try to start a database or a place where we can store Smart Notebook lessons in categories for people to share as well. The interface looks pretty similar to any other version of Notebook. There are some notable exceptions, however. If you go into the picture frame icon here, this is where you can search for clip art or interactive content. Any of the Flash type games or activities in the old software will not work anymore because Notebook went away from using Flash. The good news is there are ways to get around all of those things. It will just take some getting used to. So any activities you previously made, sorting, image selecting, things like that that were Flash based, there are workarounds for now that I can work with you on to do that. The nice thing is if you search the word widget up in the search box, you're going to get some interactive and multimedia content here. You'll notice a lot of these were in the old software as well, but they've had some updates in order to account for some of the things that didn't carry over with Flash. One of those is the dice I wanted to show you. The dice now allows you to add images to it. So this could be modeled similarly to what the image selector was or the random image chooser. If you're working on a student going first, you could have their faces on it. If you're working on core vocabulary, you could put some pictures or words on the dice and have them roll it. So you're getting a random picture come up for your activity. So that's under widgets on multimedia interactive on the same place under the picture frame where you would find your content in the past or continue to find your content. Okay. We're also going to stay on the left side and go to the puzzle piece down here. You'll notice that you have Activity Builder still in here, and that hasn't changed really at all. Activity Builder is a way to build simple games or interactive content on the screen. We can go through that in a separate tutorial or in person if you'd like. It's really kind of a fun way to make interactive content. The other couple things we're going to look at on here is YouTube. YouTube, you can select and search videos and directly put them into your Smart Notebook file without having to download anything and add it, attach it to your file itself. So if you search for, let's pick weather song, you'll notice that they come up here. You simply select it and add it to your page, and now it's embedded right into your notebook page. Also under the puzzle piece here is your image web search. So you can go outside for images. For instance, go to Google and drag images into Smart Notebook. This allows you to stay right within the Smart Notebook ecosystem, find images and put them in. Let's just search dog. You'll notice Bing Safe Search comes up. Then you simply take it, drag it, and you drop it right into your page. Okay, so just to recap, we looked at the picture frame where your clip art and things like that are, widgets now right in there as well, and then we went to our puzzle piece over here. You still see Activity Builder in here. There's some other tools you may wish to investigate, but they will primarily not be used here. You'll notice your YouTube embed that we just did, and you'll notice image web search built right into the ecosystem of the notebook software. Okay, I'm going to just delete these quick from my page so we can have a blank page to work on when we go to the next part. Okay, so the top toolbars, again, similar to what it used to be. You have your pen tools, your text tools, your properties tools, all the things like that that's similar to your old software itself. But the new feature that we want to look at right now is this little Space Invader looking type guy up here. And that Space Invader looking guy is going to bring you to Smart Lab. And Smart Lab is pretty much templates for creating games from scratch. You have fill in the blanks, you have game show, match 'em up, monster quiz. They kind of remind you of the flavor of the old Flash games, the sorting ones you used to do, matching ones you used to do. Now those have been moved into Smart Lab. We're going to look at one of these, and they're pretty simple to use. Once you get into it, it walks you through step by step on how to make them. So that's something that you can do on your own, but let's just look at one for purposes of this tutorial. Let's go to Match 'em Up here. Match 'em Up brings you to a page that looks like this. This will be pretty consistent when you select any of those to add your content to the page. This is matching, so it's asking me for categories. Let's do uppercase and lowercase. Now the nice thing is you notice I can enter text or images, up to 10 of them. So that's kind of nice for matching pictures and words or things like that. So for this, we're just doing a very simple one, obviously, for purposes of the tutorial and timing. You'll notice that when I'm making this, I'm putting them obviously in the right order or what the right answers are, because this is where they will draw from to know what's correct or incorrect. If this looks nice, all I do is hit next. Just like any of the other ones, they're going to take you to selecting a theme. You can feel free to select any of these themes, or if it's easier, just do a simple theme down here if it's not as distracting for your students. For purposes of this, let's pick the garden. And then finish. And then what that's doing now is building your Smart Lab activity. Here's our letters. It's highlighting the flowers. What looks like it wants me to bring them over there. And now we can start our sorting. So the students would come up to the board, and then it shows you the correct answers right in here. If I get it wrong, it's simply going to bounce back. If I was in the activity and wanted to edit it, I just simply hit the pencil up there to edit the activity. If I wanted to restart the activity, just hit the arrow here. I can have my sound on or off. Two other great features of the Smart Lab. If you hit the little tablet right here, it shows you go to this website and add this code in, and then you can play this activity also from any device under Class Lab. So that's a really nice feature. The other icon is a star, and this allows you to add gamification elements to the actual activity. An example of this might be a timer, buzzers if students are ringing in for an activity. If you wanted to randomize which letter you wanted the students to do first, you could select the randomizer to do that. So again, that's under the tablet and then the star right here. So we just looked at, to recap, the monster Space Invader guy up here. Under that is a lot of interactive templates, games that are very simple to make by adding your own content. By actually reading the descriptions, you can find which activity suits the needs that you want to make. So that's basically an overview of the Smart Notebook software in very brief form, but it gives you an idea of the new tools, why they did it that way, and that just understand that you can still create what you used to create. It will just be a different workaround, and it will look a little different to do. And if there's something you need help with, obviously let me know anytime. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.